Silence is often misunderstood. Many people believe that success requires constant explanation, constant announcement, and constant proof. We live in a world where noise is mistaken for progress and visibility is confused with achievement. But history, experience, and wisdom teach us a different truth. As silence carries power. And that power is essential for personal success. When a person learns to be silent about their plans, they protect their vision. Not everyone who listens understands, and not everyone who understands supports. Words released too early can attract doubt, criticism, and unnecessary pressure. Silence, on the other hand, allows an idea to grow safely, just like a seed hidden beneath the soil. No one sees the work happening underground, but that unseen process is what makes growth possible. Silence also strengthens faith and inner confidence. When you stop talking about what you want to do, you begin to focus on what you must do. Instead of seeking approval from others, you start trusting the vision placed within you. This inner conviction becomes stronger than external opinions. Quiet belief fuels consistent action, and consistent action leads to results. There is also great discipline in silence. Speaking is easy, working is hard. Silence forces a person to replace talk with effort. Every moment not spent explaining is a moment invested in preparation. Personal success is rarely built in public. It is formed in private decisions, unseen sacrifices, and quiet persistence. The world only sees the outcome, not the silent struggle behind it. Finally, silence allows success to speak for itself. When results appear, explanations are no longer needed. Achievement carries its own voice. Those who once doubted will understand without being told. Silence does not mean weakness. It means wisdom. It means knowing that your journey is sacred and does not require an audience. In a noisy world, the ability to remain silent, focused, and faithful to your vision becomes a powerful advantage. Success does not demand announcements. It demands obedience to purpose and commitment to action. The 4 key points to remember are: first, silence protects your vision from doubt and negativity. Second, silence strengthens inner faith and confidence. Third, silence replaces empty talk with disciplined action. Fourth, silence allows results to speak louder than words. Silence protects your vision from doubt and negativity in ways that many people do not realize until it is too late. Every vision begins as something fragile. It starts as an idea, a dream, or a deep conviction that has not yet taken form in reality. At this early stage, the vision needs protection more than promotion. When you speak too soon, you expose something unfinished to opinions that are often careless, fearful, or limited by other people's experiences. Not everyone views life through the same lens, and many people measure possibilities by their own failures. When they hear your vision, they may not intend to harm you, but their doubts can still weaken your confidence. Doubt is powerful because it does not always come as open criticism. Sometimes it comes disguised as concern, advice, or realism. People may say things like, "Are you sure this will work?" Or, "Have you thought about the risks?" Or, "People like us don't usually succeed at that." These statements may sound reasonable, but they plant seeds of hesitation. When repeated, they can slowly shift your focus from what is possible to what might go wrong. Silence blocks this process. By keeping your vision to yourself, you deny doubt the opportunity to enter your mind through other people's voices. Negativity often grows from misunderstanding. When people do not fully understand your purpose, they fill the gaps with assumptions. They may judge your intentions, question your motives, or misinterpret your actions. This can lead to discouragement, especially when the people speaking are close to you. Family, friends, and colleagues often have the strongest emotional influence, and their words can carry more weight than they realize. Silence creates a boundary that protects your emotional and mental space. It allows you to work without constantly defending or explaining yourself. Another danger of sharing too much too early is that it invites comparison. Once your vision is spoken aloud, people may compare it to others who have failed or succeeded, often without knowing the full story. They may remind you of someone who tried and did not make it, or they may pressure you to follow a path that worked for someone else. Comparison steals originality and confidence. Silence keeps your journey unique. It allows your vision to grow according to its own timing rather than being shaped by external expectations. Silence also shields you from premature judgment. Many people judge outcomes before the process is complete. They expect immediate results and quick progress. When they do not see visible success, they assume failure. This judgment can create unnecessary pressure, causing you to rush, compromise, or abandon your vision altogether. By remaining silent, you give yourself the freedom to move at the pace required for real growth. You are no longer performing for an audience. You are building something meaningful. Negativity can also come from envy. When people sense potential or future success, it can awaken insecurity in them. This may result in subtle discouragement, gossip, or lack of support. Silence keeps your plans hidden until they are strong enough to stand on their own. When success appears without prior announcement, it leaves no room for sabotage, only acceptance. Most importantly, silence protects your inner belief system. Your mind is the soil where your vision takes root. Whatever enters that soil influences what grows. Constant exposure to doubt and negativity weakens belief, and weakened belief leads to inconsistent action. Silence preserves clarity. It allows you to hear your own thoughts, strengthen your conviction, and stay aligned with your purpose. When your belief remains intact, obstacles become challenges instead of excuses. In the end, silence is not about fear or secrecy. It is about wisdom and timing. It is the understanding that not every voice deserves access to your dream. By choosing silence, you guard your vision until it becomes reality, strong enough to withstand opinions and powerful enough to speak for itself. Silence strengthens inner faith and confidence by shifting attention away from external voices and directing it inward, where true belief is formed. When a person constantly speaks about their goals, they often begin to depend on reactions, approval, and encouragement from others. Words spoken aloud create an unconscious expectation of validation. If the response is positive, confidence rises temporarily. If the response is negative or indifferent, confidence weakens. Silence breaks this dependence. It removes the emotional reliance on outside affirmation and forces belief to grow from within. Inner faith is not built through conversation. It is built through conviction. Conviction develops in quiet moments when a person reflects, commits, and decides to trust the vision they carry. Silence creates space for these moments. Without the noise of opinions and advice, the mind becomes clearer and purpose becomes more defined. In that clarity, faith takes root. It is no longer borrowed from the encouragement of others, but anchored in personal understanding and belief. Confidence that depends on applause is fragile. The moment the applause stops, doubt enters. Silence teaches self-trust. When no one knows what you are working on, every step forward becomes a private victory. Each small achievement reinforces confidence because it is earned, not celebrated prematurely. This quiet progress builds a deep sense of assurance that does not need to be displayed or defended. A person who works in silence learns to believe in themselves without proof, and that belief becomes unshakable. Silence also protects faith during moments of struggle. Every meaningful journey includes setbacks, delays, and uncertainty. When goals are publicly announced, failure feels heavier because it is witnessed. The fear of disappointing others can create anxiety, shame, and self-doubt. Silence removes this burden. It allows a person to fail, adjust, and try again without external pressure. This freedom strengthens faith because it shifts focus from image to growth. Confidence grows when you know that mistakes do not define you and that progress does not need public confirmation. Another powerful effect of silence is that it deepens focus. When you are not talking about your plans, your energy is conserved. Words require emotional investment. Explaining, defending, and justifying drains mental strength. Silence redirects that energy toward action. As actions accumulate, confidence naturally increases. You begin to trust your ability to follow through, to stay disciplined, and to endure challenges. This trust is the foundation of genuine self-confidence. Silence also strengthens faith by encouraging patience. Speaking often creates urgency to perform quickly, to show results, and to meet expectations. Silence removes timelines imposed by others. It allows faith to develop at its own pace. Patience is a sign of confidence. It reflects the belief that what you are building is worth waiting for. In silence, faith matures instead of being rushed. It becomes steady, calm, and resilient. Inner confidence grows strongest when it is tested in isolation. When no one is watching, there is no reward for pretending and no penalty for honesty. Silence reveals true commitment. It shows whether belief is real or just excitement. Those who remain faithful to their vision in silence develop a quiet strength that cannot be shaken by criticism or delay. They do not need to convince anyone because they are already convinced. Ultimately, silence transforms faith from hope into certainty. It teaches you to walk without applause, to believe without reassurance, and to persist without recognition. This kind of confidence does not seek attention. It commands respect through results. When success finally appears, it is not surprising to the one who believed in silence all along. Silence allows results to speak louder than words, because true achievement carries an authority that explanation never can. Words can persuade, impress, or promise, but they cannot replace evidence. In many cases, talking too much about goals creates expectations that reality is not yet ready to meet. Silence removes the pressure to convince others and shifts the responsibility entirely onto performance. When results appear without announcement, they command attention naturally and earn respect without demand. People often underestimate how quickly words lose value when they are not supported by action. Promises repeated too often begin to sound empty, no matter how sincere they once were. Silence protects credibility. By choosing not to speak until results are visible, a person preserves the power of their message. When they finally do speak, their words carry weight because they are backed by experience. Silence ensures that when success is revealed, it feels earned rather than advertised. Results that emerge from silence also avoid skepticism. When people hear repeated claims of future success, they develop doubts, even subconsciously. They wait for proof and may assume exaggeration. But when success appears without warning, it surprises and convinces at the same time. There is no need for justification or storytelling. The outcome becomes the explanation. Silence eliminates debate because facts do not argue, they simply exist. Another strength of silent success is its permanence. Words are temporary, results endure. A spoken plan fades once the conversation ends, but a completed work, achieved goal, or transformed life continues to speak long after. Silence allows focus on building something lasting rather than something impressive in the moment. This long-term mindset separates those who seek attention from those who seek impact. Silence also protects humility. When people speak constantly about their progress, ego often grows alongside ambition. This can distort judgment and weaken character. Silent achievement keeps the ego in check. It reminds a person that success is a responsibility, not a performance. Humility strengthens leadership and influence because people trust those who let their work define them instead of their words. When results speak, they reach the right audience. Not everyone needs to understand your journey. Those who truly matter will recognize the outcome without explanation. Silence filters out unnecessary attention and attracts genuine respect. It draws interest based on substance rather than noise. This type of recognition is more powerful and more sustainable. Silence also allows others to form their own conclusions. When you explain yourself, you control the narrative, but you also invite interpretation and disagreement. When results are visible, interpretation becomes unnecessary. Success communicates competence, discipline, and vision without a single sentence. This unspoken communication often influences more deeply than verbal persuasion. In the end, silence transforms achievement into testimony. It removes the need for defense and promotion. Results become the final statement, clear and undeniable. Those who once questioned will understand without being told. Silence does not hide success, it prepares it. When the time is right, success speaks with a voice far louder than words ever could.